Hmm? Organizing online classes is an obstacle to your freedom of enjoyment. How
అంటే
many of you agree with that?
అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ అంటే అడ్డు అడ్డుకట్ట.
Huh? Some obstruction in your movement or some obstruction to your freedom. Daily morning, you need to come, you need to be online from 10 to 3, attend all the classes. You got habituated for a happy life for last 6 months, watching movies, watching TV serials, matches, etc. kind of thing. So you got adjusted to a very happy life, and all of a sudden you're asked to sit before in front of your system or in front of your mobile for 4 to 5 hours a day. So is it not an obstacle? If people don't respond, I don't think that there is a meaning in continuing a class. '64. Number 64.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me what are the topics we discussed in the last class?
We discussed about instruments used, sir. Instruments.
List few instruments which you have learnt in the last class.
Chain
The names
survey.
of instruments. Chain surveying is the not an instrument. Chain is an instrument. Hmm. Next.
Compass.
Hmm.
Plane tape.
I think in the last class you have not discussed all those things. As far as I remember, I have discussed only the instruments that are used as part of chain surveying.
Chains, tapes.
Hmm.
Arrows.
Hmm.
And types of chains.
Hmm. What is that long rod which is called, which is of 2 to 3 meters height? What is the name of that rod? Anyone other than Sushmita?
Ranging rod, sir.
Ranging?
Ranging rod.
Okay, what will be the length of the ranging pole then? Ranging rod is 2 to 3 meters. What will be the length of ranging pole? Okay, let's move to the next topic. It is called as obstacles in chaining. Okay, so in general, what we are doing as part of chaining or chain surveying, we are dragging the chain on the ground and we are measuring the distance between two required points A and B or C and D, etc. kind of thing by counting the number of links in between the given points. Okay, so what can be an obstacle to that work? An obstacle can be in the form of a pond or in the form of a building or in the form of a boulder. Suppose there are 2 points A and B which are about 50 meters apart, and in between there is a boulder. Okay, can you drag the chain across the boulder in the same straight line? You can drag the chain by taking it towards the left hand side or right hand side of the boulder, but I want to drag the chain in the straight line. Okay, can you drag it along the across the boulder or across the pond? Okay, so it is not possible physically, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Suppose assume that these are the 2 points A and B, the two end points of this line. Okay, and there is a pond or a pond or a boulder like this. Okay, I want to measure the distance between these 2 points. This is A and this is B. Okay, I want to measure the distance between A and B using a chain, and in between there is an obstacle in the form of a pond or in the form of a boulder or some difference in elevation. So how can I do the chaining process here? How can I lay my chain between A and B and measure the links? Okay, you can't lay it straight, right? Because it is an obstacle. Either you need to move towards this left hand side or towards the right hand side and clear this obstacle and again measure the distance. Okay. So this is called as an obstacles in chaining, because if you take any natural broad surface, you will not get a free surface everywhere. Sometimes you might have long bushes in between, small trees in between a pond, a rock, or a boulder, or sometimes small buildings or small rooms may also be there in between the chain lines or in between the points which you want to measure the distances. So how to clear this obstacle and how to measure the distance? I have only chain instrument. I have to use only chain instrument to measure the distance. I don't have any other instruments. So how to? I can't avoid the work. I need to do the work. I need to estimate what is the distance. I need to measure what is the distance between A and B. Okay. So take this as an example and give me options how I can measure this distance between A and B with this obstacle. It's a general common sense. What can be the options here? I want to measure the distance between A and B and there is an obstacle. So how can I measure? I can measure up to this point, right? From here I can draw a perpendicular. Then again, I can go from here to here, clear the obstacle. And again, from here again I can drop a perpendicular. Okay. So I can measure the distance from A to this point, then measure this distance, again measure this distance. Okay. This distance is equal to this distance. I hope you all accept, because these two are parallel lines and these two are perpendicular lines. So the distance between these 2 points is definitely equal to these 2 points. And I can measure these distances. So if I give a notation here, let it be C and D. This is C. This is D. Let this be C dash. Let this be D dash. So now in order to measure the distance between A and B, what I can do? I can measure the distance up to A to C dash. Then I'll measure the distance C dash C, then CD, then D dash D and D dash B. So now if I want to determine what is the exact length between A and B, what will be the equation now? Length of AB is equal to AC dash plus CD plus D dash B. You all accept with this? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is how I need to clear the obstacle in the way of my surveying process and determine the distances between the required points. I can't abandon my work saying that there is an obstacle. So I need to use my common sense and my geometric principles which I have learned during my schooling and college days. And I need to determine what is the distance between the 2 given points. So whatever may be the obstacle that is available in the ground, that is present in the ground, you need to use different options like this. Here I have taken only C and D. Can there be any other techniques? You can draw a triangle also, and then you can determine. Suppose take an example from here. I'll draw a line like this so that this second point is visible to from both A and B. Then again I'll drop a perpendicular here. Okay. Can I now determine the, so this distance I have measured in the field, let this be E. Okay. Now I have measured AE in the field, EB in the field. Can I determine AB using some mathematical equation? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
What is the equation that I need to use here to determine AB? Use your Pythagoras theorem, right? AB square plus BE square is equal to AC square, AE square. AE square you are measuring in the field, you know what is the distance. EB square you are measuring in the field, you know what is the distance. AB is unknown because of this obstacle. So you know these two sides and one is a right angle. Okay. So definitely you can determine what is AB, right? AB square is equal to AE square minus BE square square root. So you'll get the distance of AB. Okay. So like this, depending on the feasibility existing in the ground where you are doing the surveying, okay, you need to think of an innovative manner how you can clear the obstacle and determine the required distance or measure the required distance. Okay. So there are three types of obstacles in the field actually. There can be a possibility, okay, where chaining is free and vision is obstructed. That is, you are able to do the chaining process, you are able to drag the chain on the ground, but vision between A and B is not there. That is the case when there are some big trees in between A and B, which is obstructing. Okay. Or there can be an elevation in difference. A can be at a lower elevation and B can be at a higher elevation or vice versa. The best example is the indirect ranging, which we have seen in our last class. Okay. So that is one possibility. And second possibility is chaining is obstructed vision free. The example is of a pond, okay, wherein you can't drag the chain, okay, but vision is, you are able to see clearly vision. Okay, wherein the chaining is obstructed because of the presence of a pond, because you can't drag your chain in a water body, but the opposite sides of the water body are clearly visible to you. Okay, and the third case is chaining and vision both obstructed. That is, you can't drag the chain because of an obstacle. At the same time, you are not able to see both the points, both the end points. Best example is of a building. Okay, I'll show you all these one by one here. See in this figure, okay, there are 2 points A, B, along which I need to draw a chain line. Okay, and this circles which you are seeing is of a obstacle. Okay, so here chaining is free, but vision is obstructed. So what can be the case here? Whether this is a pond or whether this is a boulder or hillock. Chaining is free. That is, you are able to drag the chain, but vision is obstructed. That means there is some sort of rock formation or some sort of a small boulder in between, so that when you are standing at A, B is not visible. When you are standing at B, A is not visible. So how can I solve this problem? So what I'm doing, I'm taking a random line AB dash such that from B, I'm able to see A as well as I'm able to see B. At the same time, the obstacle is cleared. If I'm doing the chaining from A to B dash, is there any obstacle here? No. It's a flat ground. I can do the chaining process here. Similarly, from B dash to B also, I can do the chaining process. Okay. So this is the right angle at B dash. Okay. I'm measuring the distance AB dash here. I can measure the distance BB dash. So using your Pythagoras theorem, you can determine what is the distance AB. Okay. AB is equal to AB dash square plus BB dash square. Under root will give you what is the distance between the AB in spite of an obstacle. Okay. So where it is not possible, whenever it is not possible to measure the distances between given points due to some obstacle or due to some obstruction, you need to use your geometric techniques in order to determine the distances between the required points. Okay, and I hope this kind of technique is everyone can think of these kind of techniques, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Only
sir.
thing is you need to know. Only thing
Yes,
is you
sir.
need to know what are the geometry. How to how to measure the triangle lengths, all those things you need to know. So this is one scenario. Okay, and second scenario is this. I'm taking a perpendicular on either side of the obstacle. I'm measuring the distance which is definitely equal to AB or geometric principles. Or I'm dropping a perpendicular at one side of the obstacle and I'm joining it with the other end point. So using your Pythagoras theorem, again I can determine what is the length of AB from here. Okay, I'm measuring BC in the field. I'm measuring AC in the field without any obstacle. And I'm ensuring that AC is at right angles. So I can determine what is the length of the side AB using your Pythagoras theorem, etc. kind of thing. Okay. So whenever there is an obstruction, definitely you need to think of in a innovative manner how to clear off the obstacle and how to determine the required distances. You should not abandon your work because especially in surveying, you take any civil engineering project, hardly there will be 5 to 10% of the surface which is free from any obstacles. Okay. If you go for construction of a reservoir, or if you go for construction of a road, or take any example of a civil engineering project, you can never get a flat surface. Unless and until a person does it on his own for construction works, etc. kind of thing, you can never get a natural ground surface 100% obstacle free. Definitely there will be obstacles. So we need to think of in this manner how to clear the obstacle, then how to determine the required distances. Okay. So the third case is, so in this fashion also you can do. This is one more fashion. The first one already I explained you. The second one you can see there is a line AB which is passing through the obstacle. So what I am doing here, I am identifying a point C from A such that it clears the obstacle. At the same time, I am able to see the endpoint B also from C. So from C, I am extending to the point E such that the distance of AC is equal to CE. Similarly, from BC, I am extending up to D such that BC is equal to CD. Okay. Now the distance D is definitely equal to AB as per your congruent triangles principle, which you have already studied in schooling. Okay. So AB is definitely equal to DE because AC and CE are equal, BC and CD are equal. So I can now determine what is the distance between AB. Distance between AB is definitely equal to distance between ED. I can measure this in the field. Then I can say that the distance between A and B is so and so. Okay. And this is one more possibility where you want to determine what is the width of the river. Okay. AB is the width of the river. This is the point B. Your text is missing. Okay. AB is the width. I want to determine the width of the river AB. So definitely I can see B from A from B, but I cannot do the chaining. I can't drag the chain in the water body. Okay. So what is the possibility? What I can do here? So I'm taking another line AC is another point C from A at some distance. Okay. And I'm dropping a perpendicular at A to AD. Okay. Then I'm extending the point BD. I'm extending the line BD up to E. Then again I'm dropping a perpendicular at C. So using this geometric construction, can you determine the value of AB? Take two triangles. One triangle is ABD. Okay. Another triangle is DFE. ABD and DFE. AB by AD is equal to DF by FE. This triangle as well as this triangle. Okay. But what is DF? DF is equal to AC, right? From this triangle, from this figure. Okay. What is FE? FE is equal to CE minus CF. Okay. What is CF? CF is equal to AD again here. This distance and this distance are equal. Okay. So AB by AD is equal to AC by CE minus AD. From this you can determine what is AB. Okay. AB is equal to AC into AD by CE minus AD. So what we are doing here is just we are going to measure alternate distances of one line or two lines, and using your geometric triangle principles you are going to determine what is the required distances between the given points. Okay. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is one more option where both chaining and vision both are obstructed. I am telling you once again, it all depends on how well you are able to think of clearing the obstacle. These are few examples which I am showing here. Okay, but you need not do or you need not solve in the same fashion. These are the simple techniques which we generally apply in the field, but based on the field conditions that are existing in the real world scenario, you need to think of which method is the best suitable method. Okay, whether I need to go for this kind of method or whether I need to go for this kind of method, that need to be taken based on the existing scenarios. All the techniques which we are discussing here may not be applicable to all kinds of problems. So depending on the type of the problem, you need to decide what type of technique I need to use. Okay. So this is one more technique where chaining and vision both are obstructed. So this is a building you are having in between. Okay. So if this is a building, when you are standing at B, definitely you can't see G because it is not transparent. And even you cannot drag your chain along this line ABGH. So what I'm doing here? Again, I'm dropping a perpendicular at PD and dropping a perpendicular at EG. So from this geometry, DE is definitely equal to BG. So I'll measure the distance from AB, then measure the distance from D and E, and measure the distance between G and H. If I add all those three, I'll be getting what is the length between A and H. Okay. To complete this topic depends on how well you are going to clear the obstacle using your geometric figures. Okay. So we'll solve simple problems, then you'll be able to understand. Okay. All of you, please note down this question. Is the question visible? Is the question visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can any one of you read out the question for me? Can you read out the question, anyone?
There is an obstacle in the form of a pond on the main chain line AB. 2 points C and D were taken on the opposite sides of the pond. On left of CD, a line CE was laid out 100 meter in length, and a second line CF, 80 meter long, was laid out on the right of CD such that E, T, and F are in the same straight line. ED and DF were measured and found to be 60 meters and 56 meters respectively. Find out the obstructed length CD.
Okay. Can any one of you try the diagram? Hmm? What he's saying? He's saying there is an obstacle in the form of a pond on the main chain line AB. Okay, let us assume that this is the main chain line AB. Okay. This is A. This is B. And there is an obstacle in between. So assume that this is the obstacle. Okay. In the form of a pond. So when it is a pond, A is visible from B and B is visible from A only. Chaining is obstructed here, right? Vision is free. The first case. You are able, when you are standing at A, you are able to see B. When you are standing at B, you are able to see A, but you can't drag the chain between A and B because it is a pond in between. Okay. So what is saying in the second part of the question? 2 points. So I need to clear this obstacle now. For that, what is saying? 2 points C and D were taken on the opposite sides of the pond. Okay. So where is the opposite side? So assume that this is point C towards the left hand side and this is point D towards the right hand side. Okay. So on the left of CD, a line CE was laid out 100 meter in length. Sorry, is wrong. This is E. This is F. What is saying? 2 points C and D were taken on opposite sides of the pond. So this is C towards the one side, and this is the point D towards the other side. Okay. So on the left of CD, okay, this side, a line CE was laid out 100 meter in length. So
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
Why can't CD be vertical?
why can't?
CD be vertical?
One second. You mean to say here and here?
Yes, sir.
I'll once this diagram is completed, I'll explain it. Okay. Okay, on the left of CD, a line CE was laid out 100 meter in length. So this is 100 meters. Next, and a second line CF 80 meter long was laid out on the right side of CD such that E, D and F are in the same line. So he's saying that from here, another line CF is laid out such that the points C, D and E, D, F are in the same straight line. So this is D, this is B. So the lengths of ED and DF were measured and found to be ED is 60 meters, and DF is 56 meters. CF is given as 80 meters. Okay. So this is the information given. So based on the information given, I have drawn this diagram. So coming to your doubt, why can't CD be towards the vertical? So what can be the scenario? Please think a moment. If I take C here and D here. Okay. So what is the thing I need to calculate? I need to measure what is the distance between A, B. That is my main line. That is my main target, right? Find out the obstructed length. So if I take like this, okay. So what is asking again? Towards the left hand side of the CD, a line CE was taken. Where is left hand side of CD? This side, right? So like this you'll be getting. And again, you'll be getting like this. Okay. Then what is said again another point? Just okay. C E. No, C E. This is E. And this is F. Then again, EDF are in the same line. Okay. This is also you are getting a triangle. So you can determine the values here also. Not a problem. You can determine the, because you know what is this length, you know what is this length, you know what is this length. You can determine the obstructed or not. You tell me now. Chapandi, I have drawn both the figures here. You tell me which is feasible. Simple geometry. Can you determine CD from the second diagram?
No, sir.
Why no? This is a scenario, right? So why can't you determine CD in this fashion? Basic, it's a basic question.
We can, sir.
Huh? We can or we can't? See the
We
question
can.
We
properly.
can, sir. Both will be the same.
Both will be the same. See the question properly. There is an obstacle in the form of a pond on the main chain line AB. Okay. So you need to do the obstacle clearance only on the line AB. So in the second case, what is happening? You are clearing the obstacle. You are able to determine the distance CD. But where is CD? This is my main chain line, which I want to do the survey. Okay. I want to determine the distance between A and B. If I measure CD
Got
in the
it.
perpendicular direction, okay. So where I am getting, it is passing through the obstacle only, right? It is not clearing the obstacle.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is no problem in doing in this fashion also. You can determine the obstructed length. There is no issue because it's only based on geometry how you are drawing. But in what direction you want to do the chaining process, that should also be taken into consideration. Okay. So now this is the first figure as per our question given. I'm just deleting all this. So now how to solve this equation? I hope you all know what is cosine rule, sine rule, etc. kind of thing. Yes or no? I've already informed you in the previous classes itself, right? Okay. So let us assume that this is angle theta. Okay. Assume that this is angle theta. Okay. So from this triangle CFE, what is cos theta as per cosine rule?
Adjacent by hypotenuse.
Ma, cosine rule, not cos angle. What is cosine rule? Marchipoyarani. Cos theta is equal to square of adjacent sides CF square plus FE square minus CE square by 2 times of CF into FE. Cosine rule. Marchipoyara. Cos theta, నా దగ్గర theta symbol లేదు. That's why I'm using 0 here. Okay. CF square plus FE square minus PE square divided by 2 times of CF multiplied by FE. Okay. From triangle CEF. Okay. Again take cos theta from triangle CFD. From triangle CFD, cos theta is equal to CF square plus FD square minus CD square divided by 2 times of CF multiplied by BF. Okay. So using these two equations, you can determine what is the value of obstructed length CD. So from first equation, what you are getting cos theta from the overall triangle CEF. CF, you know, 80 square. FE, you know, 60 plus 56 is 116 square minus CE is 100 square divided by 2 times of 80 multiplied by 116. So please calculate and tell me what is the value of cos theta from first equation. I want the answer from you. Cos theta is equal to 80 square plus 116 square minus 100 square by 2 times of 80 multiplied by 116. What is the answer? Use your calculators or smartphones or smart calculators in your smartphones, whatever you want to use plus, but tell me what is the value of cos theta. What is the value of cos theta? Are you there or not? Nara?
Nam, sir.
మరి ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వరేంటమ్మా? What is the value of cos theta?
Zero point 531.
0.531.
531.
531.
0.531. Okay. So now apply the same cos theta equation here. 0.531 is equal to what is CF square now? 80 into 80 plus FD2 is 56 into 56 minus CD square divided by 2 times of 80 multiplied by 56. Okay. So from this equation, tell me what is the value of CD? My answer is 69.123 meters. What is your answer? What is your answer?
69.124, sir.
Correct వచ్చిందా?
69.124.
124.
69.124. Okay. So my answer is 69.123. Okay, not a problem. You got 124. Okay. So this is how you need to solve the problems. So you will not be given the diagrams in the question in the exams. You will be given only this text. So based on this text, you need to draw the diagram and you need to solve the problems. Okay. So let's move to the second problem. Another simple problem. Okay. So this is to continue a survey line past an obstacle. A line BC 200 meters was set out perpendicular to AB, and from C, angles BCD, BCE were set out at 60 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. Determine the length which must be chained off along CD, CE in order that ED may be in AB produced. Also determine the obstructed length. Okay. So this is the corresponding diagram. This is the line AB. Okay. And there is an obstruction here, and I need to clear this obstruction. Okay. For that, what I am doing, I have taken a perpendicular from BC. Okay. A line BC 200 meters was set out perpendicular to AB. Okay. There is a 200 meter line I have chained in the field from BC. Okay. Then from C, angles BCD and BCE were set out at 60 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. So angle BCD, this is total angle is 60 degrees. Angle BCE is 45 degrees. So determine length which must be chained off along CD and CE in order that ED may be in AB produced. So he's asking us to determine what should be the length of this line CE, what should be the line of this length CD such that ED is in the line AB produced. AB in extend చేసినప్పుడు ఈ point E and D should also fall on the same line AB extended. So he has given you information regarding the length of BC. He has given you the information regarding the angle of BCE and BCD, and is asking you to determine what is the length of CE and what is the length of CD, and also what is the length of BE, obstructed length. Okay. So simple using your equations. Okay. How to determine CE now? From this triangle BCE. How to determine CE? CE is equal to BC sec 45 will give you the value of CE. I hope you all know what is sec theta. What is sec theta? Hello? Hello? What is sec theta?
Yes, sir.
So in this triangle BC,
Hypotenuse
what
by
is the hypotenuse? Sec theta from this triangle sec 45 is equal to CE by BC, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. From that you will be getting the unknown length CE is equal to BC sec 45. So it is 282.84 meters. Similarly, from this triangle BCD, where the angle is 60 degrees, sec 60 is equal to CD by BC. CD is unknown, BC is known. Okay. So CD is equal to BC sec 60, you will be getting 400 meters. Okay. Now you have determined the length of CE and CD. Now what is asking to determine the length of obstructed length also, that is BE. So how to determine BE from this triangle BCE? Tan 45 is equal to opposite by adjacent. Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So BE is unknown here. So tan 45 is equal to BE by BC. So BE is equal to BC tan 45, that is 200 meters. Okay. So this is how you need to solve these kind of problems. Okay. So which type of case it is? Both chaining as well as vision, both are obstructed. Okay. But I want to talk to your parents once. When can we have a meeting with your parents? When can we have a meeting with your parents?
Why, sir?
మీ దగ్గర నుంచి ఏం రెస్పాన్స్ రావట్లేదు కదమ్మా. అనుకోవాలి కదా మరి మీ పేరెంట్స్ అసలు మీరు వింటున్నారా లేదా, లేకపోతే ఫోన్ అక్కడ పెట్టేసి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారా, ఏం చేస్తున్నారో మాకేం అర్థం కావట్లేదు కదా. సింపుల్ బేసిక్స్ ఇవన్నీ మీరు చిన్నప్పుడు స్కూల్లో చదువుకున్నారు. శక్తిట అంటే ఏంటంటే కూడా ఒకరిద్దరు రెస్పాండ్ అవుతున్నారు తప్పించి మిగతా ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు. Roll number 18117. Please give your attendance. Those who respond now, only they will be given attendance. 63.
Present.
64.
Present, sir.
65,
Present, sir.
66. Hello, no need to post your rule numbers in the chat box. We know it very well that you are not listening, okay? 66, 68,
Present, sir.
71,
Present, sir.
73,
Present, sir.
74,
Present, sir.
75,
Present, sir.
76,
Present, sir.
77,
Present, sir.
78,
Present, sir.
81,
Sir, 66, sir. Phone call came, sir, just now.
81,
Present, sir.
82,
Present, sir.
83,
Present, sir.
84,
Present, sir.
85,
Present, sir.
86, 87,
Present, sir.
89,
Present, sir.
90,
Present, sir.
93,
Present, sir.
94,
Present, sir.
95, 95, 96,
Present, sir.
97,
Present, sir.
98,
Present, sir.
102,
Present, sir.
103, 104, 107, 108,
107, sir.
108, 109,
Yes,
110,
109, yes, sir.
110,
Present, sir.
111,
Present, sir.
112,
Present, sir.
112,
Present, sir.
113,
Present, sir.
115,
Present, sir.
117, 118, 119,
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
120.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, 66, sir. Phone call came, sir.
I've given.
Sir,
And let me make it very clear to you. From next class onwards, if you don't on your videos, I'm going to quit the class. Okay. I'll keep a message to your parents also. Okay, by today evening or by tomorrow. So you need to keep your video on and you need to listen. Otherwise, I'll not give attendance and I'll quit the class also. Okay, rest is up to you. See, this learning, studying is a mutual thing. Both the faculty as well as the students should go in combination and mutual understanding and mutual discussions. Then only there will be an enhancement in the knowledge. Okay. ఏదో మేము చెప్పేసుకుంటే వెళ్ళిపోతే మీ మూడు ఉన్నప్పుడు వింటాము లేదు తర్వాత చూస్తాము అనుకుంటే నథింగ్ డూయింగ్. ఐ విల్ నాట్ షేర్ యూ ఎనీ వీడియో లెక్చర్. ఐ విల్ షేర్ యూ టు ద నోట్స్. ఓకే, బట్ ఐ విల్ నాట్ షేర్ యూ ఎనీ వీడియో లెక్చర్ unless and until you on your videos. Okay, bye for the day.